Alright, in this video everybody, we're going to install and we're going to set up the LAMP server for this server. So this way this host can host our website that we're going to create. Alright. Now I'm going to do the setup followed by this website. So this is my keyword that I'm typed in Google. And then I'm going to follow the website called techmins.com, which will be in the number, and what is that, 1 2 3 4 5 on the link number 6. All right, I click and open that. So I'm going to follow this guy here, but maybe it's a little bit different. All right, so let's do it now. I'm going to SSH to the server here. You see that I'm not even logged in. I just only let this run, and I'm going to SSH to that. 168.43.55 is our IP address, and then put the password in. Now I'm logged in. Let's install that, but before we install the Apache, we should be update the package first. Alright, sudo apt update and sudo apt install apache 2.y and type in the password. So let's see the status of Apache 2 by run sudo systemctl status Apache 2, and it's say inactive, so we have to make it active first. I'm going to enable Apache 2, so this way when you restart the server it will be start automatically. Alright, and then start. So run start Apache 2. Now when you check the status, you'll see now it's active, it's running. Okay, let's go to the next command. Now I'm not going to do this because I know it will be working. Next thing is we have to enable Apache through the firewall. So you see the status, we now only have open SSH. So I'm going to do allow in, sudo ufw allow in, and that will be called Apache. Now we have Apache and ufw app list. We have Apache full and Apache secure. Now so let's test this if this is really working. I will cd into the var www in HTML, I believe. So they are the index.html. So I restart one time the systemctl Apache 2, and now let's see if we can do this. 192.168.43.55. It should do something, and sure enough we have this show up. So it means our web server is working and we can now use this. Okay, I close it down for a moment, then let's install the Mariadb. This is the database. I use Mariadb. Okay, I'm lazy, so I just copy the commands in here, and then I type -y in the end. So it's going to install Mariadb for me. Okay, Mariadb is already installed. So now let me clear this away. Let's see the Mariadb status. I type in sudo systemctl status mysql, and those say inactive, is dead. Okay, so we have to enable it first. So I type in sudo systemctl start mysql, and let's see the status again. So now you can see that it's active, it's running, so we're good to go. Down here you can see something say okay blah 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 thing, so we don't have to worry about that. Just press the Q on your keyboard. The next thing is we have to make sure that this service will be start up when we reset the machine. So to do that, I'm going to type in sudo systemctl enable MySQL. So this way, hopefully it will be auto start when we reset the machine. So let's do that. Okay, it says fail to enable unit, but I believe when I restart the machine, this will be automatically restart, as we can see something right there. Yeah. Fail. Okay, that's not a very big problem. Now let's go to the next step. We're going to type in sudo mysql secure installation. You just go ahead and copy that command. Enter the current password. We actually don't have any password, so just hit enter. And set the root password. We're going to do that, so just press Y and then hit enter. The new password, I'm going to use 1234. As you know, is very secure. And again, type 1234 again as our password. Remove anonymous user. Yes. Disallow root remote login remotely. Yes. Remove test database and access to it. Yes. And reload privileges table now. Yes. Okay, thank you for using Mariadb. So that's good. Now what you're gonna do is sudo mysql, just to see that. And now we can see that MySQL is right here as boot up, and I will type in show databases, and it say information schema, MySQL performance schema. So we're gonna use MySQL. And next thing I will do is alter user and root as, and then localhost like this, identified by 1234. Boom. Curio OK. Nothing effect. Fine. Let's see that. And flood privileges, semicolon, and then now I type quit. Okay. Now let's do MySQL u root and then p and type in the password 1234. You should be logged in for the Mariadb. Now everything worked great for us. Cool. So clear the screen and then back. What is the next command we're going to run? I did it, and I got the problem. I cannot log in properly, so maybe it's worked on you guys, but on myself I tested a few times and it's not working. Maybe it's something wrong on my settings, so you guys can find it out though. It's actually, you not use root, you use something else like that. Now the next step, we're going to install PHP. So let's copy all of this. I copy this command, but I type it something more right here, like php-intl, php-xml, like this. And another one I need, because I'm going to use the SQLite 3. We're gonna do it later. I press -y and then hit enter to install that. You see that we're going to have php.4. Alright, now let's type php-v, and you're going to get that. PHP version that we have is 7.4.3. It's like this, what we already installed. Now the other things I have to install is PHP 7.4-SQLite 3-y. So let's see if it's working, this command. Yeah. So if you are somebody who not using SQLite, it's not going to be a problem. You don't have to do this. Okay. Now let's go. Before we restart the Apache 2, let's create the file info.php in the path html info.php. So this one. So we're gonna name is info.php, and we're going to put a very simple script in here. PHP info function, maybe a little bit up here, that say So just like that, and colon wq. You see that my config is not in root. When I type sudo command, it doesn't affect my configs in there. So to do that is simple though. Just copy the configs also into the root directory too. I'm gonna do it later. Alright, now make sure that we can access to the info.php. But before we do that, we're gonna restart the Apache 2 first. Let's see the status. It's active, it's running. Okay. Now type in the IP address and then /info.php. It should be something to show. So if you see this, it means everything run good. Your PHP also run very good. Now you can access to that. So next thing, what we're gonna do, let's see what we have in here. PHP working. And the Phpmyadmin, I'm not going to follow this guy because I have the way to install a little bit different. Now what we're gonna do is make sure that we are in the home folder right here, and let's see, I have the folder called download. I don't have folder called downloads. Let's create one. I put the command mkdir download, maybe put s behind, so cd in it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna download the Phpmyadmin in here. So I will go to the Phpmyadmin website, and it's right here, phpmyadmin.net. Open up, and it say download the 5.04. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to do a right click, and then here copy link address like this. So because if I click on the link, this is going to download into my home directory or into my download directory of the machine that I use here, not into the server machine. So we need it to be in the server machine. So I type in the wget, and then I hold on the Control and Shift and then V to pass. Now hit enter. It's going to download the Phpmyadmin 5.04 in this folder. So it seems like everything is fine here. So let's list the file. Now it's cool. So let's unzip that by the command unzip, and then followed by the name of the file that you want to unzip, and then you pass -d space, right? You see that? Space -d, and then space /opt. We're going to unzip and put the whole folder into /opt folder. Hit enter, and it says permission denied. Okay, fine. That's how stupid I am. So we need the sudo command. Okay, now we got that. And next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna change the file, the folder. So let's do that. Go to the opt folder. So if I list the folder, I have Phpmyadmin. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move, or we're gonna change the name, PHP to Phpmyadmin. So I just only make it as all lowercase. So list the file, you can see that Phpmyadmin is right here. Next we're going to make own. So this will be owned by www-data. So what we're gonna do is sudo chown, and that will be RV, so we can see that www-data, and then colon www-data to Phpmyadmin, like that. So if I list it, you can see that now it's owned by www-data, not by the root now. So next thing we're gonna do is we're going to create the vision host for this. Let's type the command sudo vim. If you not use vim, it's fine. You can use nano if it's easier for you. And Apache 2 site says available, and that will be called phpmyadmin.conf, and then put all of this in. I'm going to use 4500 port right here. Okay, and that everything here you can change if you want to, if you don't need it this way. So if you remember that we don't have 4000 port allowed through the firewall yet, but we're going to do it soon. Now make sure that you got everything like what I show you in here, otherwise the Phpmyadmin not going to be show up. Now just let's save and close this file by pressing escape:_WQ. And also we have to set the Apache to listen to port 4500 too. Now let's do that. Sudo vim etc Apache 2 and then port, the file name port.conf. Let's edit this. I just copy this and then right here I will type in 4500. That will be all for this file, and then press escape:_WQ, hit enter. It is this file. Next, what we're gonna do is we going to enable this size. Sudo a2 n size, and it's called phpmyadmin.conf. Hit enter. Now it's going to enable the phpmyadmin, and what I have to do now is sudo ufw allow 4500 TCP. I don't know if we have this already, but let's see this. Sudo ufw status. If we have 4500, no, it's 45,000, not 4500. Okay, so sudo ufw allow 4500 /TCP. Otherwise we can't see phpmyadmin. systemctl restart Apache 2, and let's see the status. Alright, it's active, it's running. Now let's go, if we have this phpmyadmin, do we have it? No, not file. Okay, that will be fine. We're gonna do this later. The other things what we're going to do, I believe, so let's type in here 4500 :4500. Yep, we have this, and our login is root and the password is 1234. Click go. Now we can access to our phpmyadmin, so that's great. Let's scroll down here. You will see that we have a little bit of error right here. We have phpmyadmin configuration storage is not completely configured. Why is that? Let's find out why. So click on find out, and it says configuring of Phpmyadb not okay. Now let's click on create, and now it say okay, everything is fine. And then let's click on the little home button right here. Do still have a problem? Yes, we do. The configuration file now need a secret passphrase blowfish, so that will be not very a big problem now. Let's cd in it. So you see that in our terminal, let's cd it in phpmyadmin. We're gonna create one of the file. So if I list the file now, I don't know where is the file. It's called config example something. So let me send this into the bigger screen. What we do is we're going to copy one of the file here called configs.sample.inc.php. So cp-configs.sample.inc, and then I'm going to remove the sample away, just only leave configs.inc.php. Oh, again, this is how stupid I am. So sudo, don't forget, and then hit enter. Now we're going to edit this file called sudo vim configs.inc.php. just let edit this file. What we're inserting is this line, the line number 18. I'll go into this little a single quote, and then you put anything random for your part face. So make sure that it's go long enough, otherwise will be reject. So this can be anything random. Alright, so this is my random string in here. I hope it's long enough. Okay, now let's save it. Press escape colon WQ WR. Next, what we're gonna do is we have to change the owner of the file too. So do chown to the file called configs.inc.php, just like this, and then hit enter. Boom. So now let's list the file. You will see all of them is owned by www-data right here. Right here, configs is owned by www-data. Okay, we good to go now. And next thing what we're gonna do is sudo systemctl restart Apache 2. Let's see if we have any change. Alright, now back to see. This is the remote Phpmyadmin that live on our server right here. Okay, now I'm going to refresh. I may have to log in again. So root, and the password is 1234. Click on go. Now if you scroll down, there is none of the error that show for us already, and this one is worked perfectly by now. So I'm not going to be enough right here. But what I do is we need the version host, right? The version host that we can host the thing. So later, if I type in Phpmyadmin and colon 4500, I don't have to type in 192.168.43.55. I just only type in here Phpmyadmin and then followed by colon 4500. So we should come to this page. Okay, let's do that. Now what I'm going to do is we're gonna create the directory into the path var www. So let's cd in that var www. Now in this folder we have HTML folder, right? So let's create one now. Sudo mkdir, and what is the project that you want to have it in this directory? I'm going to name my project was LAV8 because I'm going to use Laravel 8 for this project .online. So we're going to name this folder for lav8.online. Let's make that folder. Now we have one, and sudo chmod 777-r lav8.online, like that. So now is, of course, is owned by root, but is public right now. So we don't have to run sudo command in there. Now let's cd in there and index.php. Now let's edit this file. It's just a simple HTML. So I type in HTML5, and then this is my website, and down here I'm going to type in the PHP info like this. On top of this we're going to have h1, just like this. Okay, and then we go out. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to create the version host file in Apache. So let's do that. Sudo vim, let's cd in that first. So cd /etc/apache/sizes available, and list the file in here. Now we have Phpmyadmin. So let's copy that. Sudo cp Phpmyadmin. We're going to name that for lav8.online, remember, .conf. So we're gonna name this lav8.online.conf and edit this file. Now what you're gonna change in here, version host, this one will be on the port 80, right? And the document root right here, our document root was in var www, if you remember, and followed by the, so I'm gonna do this first. So edit the file this way. I'm lazy, so I'm going to find anything in this file that say Phpmyadmin. I am going to replace it with lav8.online. I'm lazy. Boom. So this way. And what else in here I have to change? Allow override or allow override right here is say none. I'll say right here or. We can configure this later, okay? Don't be serious with this too much. And it's in var, it's in www, where I am, var and www. So that will be our part. Okay, that's fine. Now colon wq, save and close that. And before we have to enable it, sudo system sudo a2 and size. The size that we just create now is enabled, and we have to disable the default size to sudo a2 this side 00 the default. So I disable the default size like this, and then let's restart it by sudo systemctl restart Apache 2. Let's see the Apache 2 status. Is it active? Yes, it is. Okay, press Q. Now what I do is let's test the size first. Back into page 4, and I'll type in 4355. Let's see what we got. We still got this. What about if I type in lab8.online? Do we have that? Not found. Okay, we don't have this one as well. Okay, it's mean, so let me edit my host file. Sudo vim etc host. This host file is living on this machine, not on the server. Okay, let's edit that, and we should put the IP address. I have a lot of things in here. Oh, don't worry about that. So the IP address is 192.168.43.55, and it say lab8.online like that. And the other one, let's copy that, Phpmyadmin. So I have lab8.online in here. Now let's save the file and quit. Okay, and then I quit this. Now lab8.online is take me to this file. Well, it's actually, this is my website. It's working, right? Okay, so now it's working. Okay, let's type in Phpmyadmin on the port 4500 and log in. And now this one is also working. Cool. So if I type in lab8.online, it's gonna take me to this page. This is my website right here. Okay, now everything is work. On next video, we're gonna do upload our project to this server. Let's see how does it look like, and we may still have to do a little bit of configs for this. All right, see you on next video.